Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. I hope that everyone had a good weekend. I hope that you guys are doing okay with the time change. I know, at least for me, it always throws me for a loop. It's like it's been getting lighter. My computer tells me it's 7 o'clock. So typically when I'm at school at 7 o'clock, I'm on a bus. And the past few weeks, it's been light, the sun's coming up, and now we're back to being dark. Because in all reality, 2 days ago, it was 6 a.m. So I hope you're doing okay with the time change. I'm feeling really, really lucky right now. The past couple years, the time change has happened over spring break. Good morning, Quill Gamer, and good morning, William the Unknown. Shout out. Welcome in this morning. I don't know if our school board plans it this way, but thank you, because I cannot even imagine what going to school today would look like with kids. So if your kids are going to school today, send a little treat for their teacher, because their teacher is just as exhausted as your kids are. So I am starting my morning with a homemade latte. And one of the things that, if you watched my live stream on Thursday and Friday, like, our plans changed pretty much like that. Up until Thursday morning, we had plans for like the past month to go stay at this little bed and breakfast kind of in the middle of the country in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. But then here comes the weather again. We're like kind of like in The Hobbit, where you've got first and second lunches, first and second breakfast, whatever. We're on our 5th round of winter. And so we had to make the really hard decision. We didn't cancel it. We just postponed it to a later date. We're going to go over Memorial Day. So Sam and I had some cash left over that we'd been saving up for this trip. And one of the things that I've been wanting forever, and when I say forever, like ever since I got on TikTok makes me spend money. We know this. Is an espresso machine. There it is. It's right there in the corner. So we got an espresso machine. We looked at several different stores. We looked at Bed Bath & Beyond. We looked at Target. And Target had the same exact machine that Bed Bath & Beyond did. But the one at Target was, apparently it was a summer edition from last year, because it came with an iced coffee kit. It came with 2 full sleeves of iced coffee. Plus it came with 2, like, they kind of look like I can't even talk now. They kind of look like a stemless wine glass. And it came with a silicone ice cube maker. Sam says, I won't touch it. It scares me. It sounds like it's dying when you first turn it on. And like, that scared me to death. And I think if I hadn't watched other videos on TikTok where it talked about how to use your machine, I would have probably started to bawl right away. But I made my morning drink. It's got 9.5 ounces of almond milk, and that's simply because I kind of over poured, and I was pouring over ice instead of the other way around, but it worked out just fine. It's still, this whole drink is one Weight Watchers point. It has 1 coffee pod in it, and it has both sugar-free toffee nut and a sugar-free French vanilla flavoring, and it is so good. So Sam has had this issue as well. Starbucks coffee has been hurting my stomach. It's been hurting Sam's stomach as well. So it's it's gotten more bitter, I think. This is smooth. It's not hurting my stomach. I've drank this much so far. It is so good. Good morning, Christine Hickman. Welcome in. So I am just immensely excited. I had in the box when I first bought it, it had a $10 coupon code. So I ordered a couple more sleeves of coffee because the only coffee that you can buy, because I have the it starts the Verso pods. There's the original Nespresso that look like they have little weird K cups. Then they have the newer ones that look like little domes on them. And mine takes the domes. And the only way, and I guess it's new enough that the only way you can get that in stores is if you buy Starbucks. But Starbucks hurts my stomach. So, I came with a set of 12 to try. So I tried one, not including the fact that I got 2 sleeves of the iced, as free. And so I ordered a couple more sleeves, and there is a Nespresso boutique in Dallas, which is the closest one to me, and it's 6 hours away. So I kind of offhandedly said something about going when Sam and I head to Texas for our cruise. There's one in Dallas, one in Austin, and one in Houston. Well, the one in Houston is like an hour away from our hotel. So we may stop in Dallas and we may stop in Houston. We may stop at both. I don't know. Because we'll have plenty of time to get there and whatnot. So we figured out that to go to Dallas for one night is pretty much the same drive as it is to go to Branson for one night. Sam says, I'm game to go as long as we can go to the art museum and see if we can catch the opera or symphony. Fine with me. Christine says, have you tried ordering on Amazon? Amazon is actually more expensive than the actual Nespresso online because a lot of the places that sell the pods are third party. So it's actually more expensive because I looked. Because when I went to order yesterday, I'm like, do I order from the website? Do I order from Amazon, which is cheaper? How do I get more bang for my buck? So I did look. But it's actually more expensive. So you may see some Dallas videos popping up simply because I need to go buy coffee. But I'm super excited. Like I meant to go back to sleep when Sam left for work at 4:30. But I didn't. I ended up laying in bed on TikTok looking at Nespresso recipes. Of course. So that is how my morning has started. So I was very excited when I got up to try my Starbucks. I kept my Starbucks cup, and I'll probably Sam and I'll get like an iced green tea or something like that from Starbucks because that doesn't hurt our stomachs. So I'll just start keeping the cups and the lids and putting it on my coffee bar. That way I can reuse them. And if I end up using this, taking it to school, I can just throw it away. I don't have to worry about bringing it home, which is a very positive thing. The pods seem like price point, they are a little bit more expensive than a Keurig. The little capsules can run anywhere from 95 cents a piece up to like over $2 for the limited edition. Like they had a Christmas one called Peppermint Pinwheel that I really wish that I could have tried. But apparently it comes out every year at Christmas. So definitely, that there will be a trip to Dallas when their Christmas flavors come out so that I can stock up on holiday flavors. The price point is a little bit more expensive, but when you figure that this is one of the ones that's like, this pod I think was like one of the ones that's like $1.10 for the pod. If you figure that I already had the coffee syrup and I can't talk this morning. I need more of this. I already had the syrups, I already had the milk, and the pod was $1.10. I paid maybe $1.50 overall between everything for my coffee. If you figure that a venti iced coffee can run you about $5 at Starbucks, I just saved $4. So I'm going to start keeping track of like how much, like in my head, how much like I think I kind of saved making my own drinks at home with my Nespresso, and see how long it takes for it to really pay for itself. I spent $255 on the machine. It was $239 plus tax, and we got it at Target. And I had like $2.54 in Target Circle earnings. And it actually had to be used that day, so I was really, really pleased that I was able to use it before it expired. So I have saved $4 so far, and I'm quite happy this morning. Like I said, if I didn't know that it was going to make these really random noises, I would have freaked out. I completely meant to film putting together my coffee bar yesterday. I was exhausted by the time I got to the point of putting together my coffee bar, and I didn't think about it. As you notice, that what it's all sitting on is a piece of my desk. It used to be right here, and it's not there. I spent, I think, about 3 to 3.5 hours working on cleaning in my office, the old living room, the space right here. It's something that I've needed to get done for a while, but at the end of the day, I'm just very tired. But Sam and I have been talking. It felt like the room was really like small, and I know it's not because I know what furniture and stuff we've had in here before. And I said, maybe we just need to get rid of that side part of the desk. We could just put it out. We could take it to the dump. Maybe somebody might want it, put it for free, whatever. And Sam's like, I don't know. We'll think about it. I said, okay. So I kind of was talking about using or putting together a coffee bar. And I kind of looked at Sam and I went, do you think that side piece of my desk would fit in that space where the Christmas tree was? And Sam goes, I think. I don't know. So he was outside doing something. This was like probably 2 to 3 weeks ago. And I go, Sam, it'll fit. And he goes, how do you know? And I'm like, because I measured it. And he goes, you measured it? How? With the broom. And he stares at me. Now, your next question I know is, okay, Lena, why do you have a broom in the house? Remember, our house is fully carpeted. The best way to clean my kitchen floor is to sweep said kitchen floor, because it's that like it's almost like business floor carpet. Very, very thin, very flat. Not what I would have put in a kitchen, but whatever. It's what it is. So I got the broom and I'm like, okay, it's 1.5 broom lengths long. And I'm like going over and go, look, it's 1.5, it's like 2 broom lengths long over here. It'll fit. And he just looked at me and goes, I'm going to get the tape measure. And I was right. So I was very excited. So I got a lot of got some stuff cleaned up and whatnot. And I'm like, hey, honey, I need you to come help. I'm ready to move the piece now. And he goes, okay. Well, what I had forgotten, because I had kind of a tub in front of it, it didn't fit quite underneath like I thought it was going to. So stuff kind of had fallen behind it, got shoved behind it. So Sam goes to move it, and he goes, do you know how much junk is under here? And I'm like, no, but I can guess. So we ended up getting it moved, and when I thought I was done, here's this like disaster of a mess again. So I spent pretty much the whole time getting things like straightened up, put away, and I feel so much better about my space now. Don't get me wrong, there's still things I need to get done. There's still things I need to get done this week. But I feel like I've had a really good start to what I want to get accomplished this week. So one of my goals this week, I meant to write stuff down yesterday, and I told Sam, like, I want to get this done and this done and this done, and I need to write it down, because if I don't, I'm going to forget. And Lena didn't get it written down, and Lena has forgot. But the reason that I want to get so much done during spring break is, here's what the next kind of months look like. We come back we have this week is spring break. Then we have 2 weeks of school before the end of the month. In the next couple weeks, we have a makeup Starbase from last Thursday, and that is the last Tuesday of the month. The last Monday of the month is Spring Pictures, which is a makeup from last Friday, because they were concerned about driving. They weren't sure, so they went ahead and changed the date. But then we get into April. And April starts testing month. State testing, NWEA testing, SRI testing. April is a month of testing. Then we get into May. Our last day is May 25th. It is a half day. And so in between in May, there's on that last Monday before school, 5th grade will go over to the middle school and tour the middle school. And they will get to find out what a day in the life of a 6th grader will look like. So we're going to be over there. Now, because I am a SPED para, we have already made arrangements to take over our SPED kids 2 times before that. So 2 dates randomly in the month of May, I will be at the middle school with my 5th graders so they can get some extra time and get acclimated over there. You've got field trips. I'm a 5th grade and a 1st grade para. So not only do I have 5th grade field trips to account for, I have 1st grade field trip to account for. We have field day. We have this going on. We have that going on. So May's going to be super busy. 25th is the last day of school. It is a half day. So then I have the other half of the 25th to kind of rest, relax, rejuvenate. I've got the 26th. But then the 27th, Sam and I will be leaving for Excelsior Springs for Memorial Day weekend to be able to make up this trip that we were going to go on. So we have that going on that weekend. So when I come back from that, I've got about a month before we leave for Galveston, because we leave on the 30th. So I've got roughly a month to make sure that the house stays picked up. And one of my flaws, and I know it's a flaw, and I work on it, is that I will walk in and I'll go, I'm going to set that down and I'll deal with it later, because just right now I can't process, I can't think. And now I've got to work on dinner and, whatnot. And then it sits there and it doesn't get where I need it to go. So it just kind of starts to accumulate. So I'm like, okay, if I can get a majority of things picked up, straightened up, and done over spring break. One, when I get home from work in the evenings, I will feel like I have a much calmer, less hectic, it, room to relax in. Like I said, I have this little coffee bar that I can come home and I can make um a coffee. I can make For Christmas, mom and dad got me an iced coffee maker. So if I want an iced coffee, I don't have to necessarily use my Nespresso. I can use my iced coffee, Mr. Coffee, and it uses like ground coffee. So the funnier part is that for Christmas, my aunt got us a couple of bags of her favorite coffee that I haven't opened yet. So I've got, I think, a caramel and a Jamaican blend in grounds that I can use in my iced coffee maker. So I know coming home, like it'll be a lot more relaxed. If so, like there's just multiple things I want to get done for multiple reasons. I'm going to be right back. I need to blow my nose because, like, cleaning and moving stuff around kind of got the dust stirred up a little bit, and so I'm about to sneeze. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Thank you for giving me a moment to blow my nose because the sniffling thing, it drives me nuts. Drives me nuts when my kids do it at school, let alone myself. So over the weekend, when we were at Bed Bath & Beyond looking at the Nespresso machines, I happened to go online and they're like, it's a $20 deal weekend. And I showed Sam and I'm like, look, hey, they've got some stuff for on sale, which if you've ever shopped at Bed Bath & Beyond, their prices are a little higher. It's almost like a boutique style store. But they had some stuff for $20. So Sam's like, okay, well, we'll check it out while we're there. So we'd been needing to get a new comforter set anyway. So we found one that we liked. It's kind of a gray and white. But then they had these fuzzy comforters. This is the most soft comforter ever. We got it in a king, and I'm so glad we did. It like covered because we have a full-size bed. It is, if you've seen the fluff tortilla videos on TikTok, that is what this is. And I'm so glad we ended up with bought the king, because Sam and I are not fighting over the blanket. We're not fighting over, who has more. It's big enough for the both of us to literally roll up in and be so comfortable. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. I'm like, I just want to stay rolled up in this blanket forever and not do anything today. But I can't do that. I have to do things. But let me tell you, after the live, before I started on my housework today, I may go become a fluff tortilla again. So my breakfast this morning is we got these Activias at Sam's yesterday. So they're a little higher in points than typically I like to eat, but I'm just kind of getting tired of the Greek yogurt. So, and these are a couple that Sam and I can both agree on. And the package that we got had, I think, strawberry, black cherry, and peach. So I had this, and I had a cheese stick, and I'm having my 1 point coffee. The point is simply because I put in a cup of almond milk. So, one of the things that I love about I guess I have a love-hate with it, I guess. Being awake this early, I get to watch the sunrise, and I get to watch it straight out of my window. If you've been around a while, you know that I used to live stream like this other way. Like I would have been facing like my bedroom, so I'd have been this way. And I don't know, and I want to say it was last summer. Excuse me, I'm gonna yawn or cough. Or both. We were doing some cleaning, and this desk had this hutch piece on it. And if you've seen some of the past lives or videos from when it was in here, you'll remember it. And we got rid of it. And one, it brightened up the room because it was literally blocking sunlight from getting into the living room. And two, it was taking up space. You don't realize how much space it actually took up. So we got rid of it. We actually donated it to our local thrift store, and somebody bought it. And because I know the ladies that work there, I'm like, hey, did that hutch ever sell? They're like, yeah, somebody bought it and was going to use it and modify it and make it into a headboard for their kids' bed. And I'm like, oh, that'd be a really good headboard because it had a ton of like little cubbies and that kind of thing in it. So I could definitely see it being repurposed as a headboard. So I'm glad because it had its first life with the National Guard before we got this desk. If you didn't know, when Sam's unit moved from Wichita to Hutchinson, they had to inventory everything. I mean, everything. And if it was not on the inventory list, it did not go. They could not move it. And so there was a whole bunch of desks that were sitting there that they were going to, one of the Goodwills was going to come by and pick up the stuff that they couldn't take. And I was looking for a new craft desk. And one of the NCOs comes and goes, Lena, what are you doing? I go, well, I'm trying to decide what desk I'm going to hijack for a new craft desk. And he goes, come with me. So he takes me into the office and he goes, you see that desk there in the corner? And I said, yeah. He goes, it's not on any paperwork. And I went, oh. He's like, yeah, that full oak desk is not on any inventory sheet. We don't know where it's come from. You want it? Sure. So I became the owner of this desk set. So I don't know. No one knows where it came from. So I could be the second or third owner of this desk at this point. I don't know. So we gave it a second life, bringing it home and it becoming my craft desk. So the funnier part is it actually started in here because my craft stuff has grown over the years. My craft stuff used to be very small, but now it's gotten bigger. It was actually right where it was, right here, but the piece that's on my coffee bar was up against the wall. So it didn't take up quite as much room. But then I started getting more and more craft stuff, and Sam's like, hey, do you want that spare room for your craft room? So we cleaned it up, and that became my craft room. It became the first places where that room is one of, like, the very first place I live streamed. So it was up there. And then in 2020, when I was up staying with my friend Jessica Riley, she lives in Kansas City. I stayed with her for a week, right before all the COVID stuff happened. Sam literally rearranged the house to give me the whole living room for all of my craft stuff and for it to be my filming area. So now Sam does his homework and stuff in that back room. We filmed, like, some of the stuff when we film together now, we film back there. One, it's more comfortable. We get to sit on the couch. Sam's not sitting in a wooden chair that has like a little thin mat on it. And I'm excited for how we rearranged everything, because one of the other things that I picked up over the weekend was I used to do a lot of yoga when we had our membership to the Y a couple of years, gosh, I think it was 2017. And then at the end of 2018, I was still doing some, but that's when Sam was in a car wreck. Sam got hit right in front of the Ford dealership. A older guy in a car didn't look and hit the gas to back out and hit the passenger side of our Cavalier. You guys wouldn't, like, this was but right before we started our channel. And so we went from having the car and the truck to just having the truck that we first started filming with, like when we would be in. And I do not know where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you totally don't know where I was going with that comment. Oh, well. Oh, yoga. Sorry, I had to figure out where I was going with that. So all of my yoga stuff was in the car, and then it got it was kind of cheaper, some cheaper stuff anyway, but we ended up getting rid of it, and I haven't had any yoga stuff since. So we picked up, I got a new yoga mat, and I really like this one. It's interesting. It folds up into like a square instead of rolls, so it takes up less space. I got a new block. I got some slipper socks because yoga mats can get kind of slick. So these kind of are like, you know, those socks you get at the hospital that have like little grippies on them, or like little kids' socks have little grippies on them so they don't slide around and fall. That's what kind of these are, but they're made for yoga. And I got a strap because some of the things that you do, like you like have to like put your leg up in the air and hold it. And these straps you kind of put across the arch of your foot. It helps you kind of hold your foot where you want it to go. So I'm really excited to start doing some yoga again in the mornings, even if it's like 15 minutes of yoga before I do eat my breakfast. I'm really excited about that. So I will probably get some yoga done today and this afternoon. Once I'm done, I want to get stuff done and accomplished, but I also don't want to spend my whole spring break simply just cleaning. So I think, because like yesterday I got so much accomplished in 3 hours. I think I'm going to set aside a 3-hour chunk of time to work on whatever it is I need to work on today in the house, whether that's I think I'm going to start working on our bedroom and doing some reorganizing and rearranging in there. Get some stuff done in there. That way I can, because we don't have the new comforter set on the bed yet. So my hope is that I can get some stuff cleaned up in there. And then after Sam gets off work, because the comforter set is still in the car, I'll be able to put that new comforter set and stuff on the bed for tonight. Speaking of the car, so I made a quick little story on Instagram about this yesterday. But we went into Joann's. Sam was looking for some frame matting, like you would put around a photo to kind of like hide the white space. And he's like, hey, can we stop at Joann's real quick? And I'm like, that's fine, not a big deal. And I'm like, I'm just going to hang out here in the car. You're not going to be there not going to be in there that long. So he's like, but are you really not going to go into a craft store? You still have a little bit of your money left. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go in. So we walk right in, and right inside of the door was this table that was covered in Christmas stuff. And I'm looking for, like, is it 70% off? Is it 90% off? So I asked the lady, and she goes, oh, no, this is all free. Take what you want. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm a para. Like, there was like tons of craft stuff. And the gal's like, oh my gosh, here's a couple bags. Grab a cart and just start taking whatever you want. Okay. I ended up with 5 full bags of Christmas stuff from that table. And I'm like, I'm just going to take a look. She goes, this has been out since yesterday. Take what you want. Whatever is left when we close in a couple hours is going to the trash. Oh, okay. So my best find that I found was they had these ceramic gingerbread houses, and they were $30 originally, free. Then I found a couple little ceramic statues that were $20, and I go, I'll just take a couple. And Lily's like, no, take them all. I'm telling you, whatever's left at the end of the day is going to the dumpster. We've been telling everybody, starting like when they would check out today, here's a bag, go take what you want. If you want another bag, come take it. People weren't wanting to take it. So I'm like, okay. I filled 5 bags of stuff, and some of it I'm going to, like, my mom works for Prairie View. So I have found some stuff like little pom-poms and foam things, and little tags that you can decorate. So I threw those in there, and I'm just going to I have to go through everything because it got like shoved in different bags. And I will give that to her for her stuff. Then, because I know that I'm going to be working in 5th grade again next year, and I know who the teachers are, I found a couple things. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would make really cute Christmas presents. One of the teachers has a puppy, and so I found there was a little sign that said happy paw, like a paw a days. Gotten a text message. So I got that, and then I got a couple like bigger ornaments and stuff. So like I'm already set on the little ceramic gingerbread houses I'm going to give to my students as their Christmas gift, along with probably like some candy. And then they had like these really hard cardboard wine tubes, like you would put wine in instead of like a bag. And so I got enough of those because there's going to be 2 5th grade and 2 4th grade next year. So that's 4 paras and maybe 5, but I grabbed, I think, 6 or 7 of those tubes. And I'm going to I got these really cute, they look like one of these, about a hot cup, like a Starbucks cup. And it's an ornament, and I got them on clearance at Hobby Lobby for like 50 cents a piece. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to put a wine glass and a gift card to our local liquor store so that they can go buy, like, whether they want a bottle of wine, whether they want something else, they can buy whatever they want. And then, like, put some other, like, little things in there. And so that glass will go in that tube and it'll stay safe. So I've already kind of got that idea going. So my para gifts are done. My student gifts are done. My teacher gifts are done. I'm going to have a new supervising teacher next year, so I picked up a couple different things, like, because one of the things that I go, oh, this would work for this other teacher, it's generic enough that it could also work for the other teacher. And, like, of course I'll add other things with it. It's not just going to be that, but it's like it's about this big, and it's got kind of a tartan background, and it says joy across the bottom. And then there was, like, another little, it was like this big, it's kind of oval, and it says joy through it. So I was like, oh, those two kind of match, so those can go together and that can be a gift. And then there was, like, this ornament, and it was, like, this tall, and it was wooden. It's like maybe like wall decor, and it said it says something like "Take me to Candy Cane Lane" or something. I was like, oh my gosh, that's super cute as well. So I've got teacher gifts done, I've got para gifts started, I've got kids gifts done for Christmas. I'm on a roll. And that was just from the one store. And so we asked the gal, we're like, hey, is this going on at the other Joann's? Because that is another Joann's on North Rock. And she's like, I think so, because we're supposed to get rid of all Christmas stuff by end of day today. So we went over, and theirs had signs on it that said 1 item per purchase. And I said, but there was, good morning, Randy. But there was a couple ladies that were, like, filling a bag. And so I asked, and the guy goes, oh, well, if you're a teacher, we'll give you a bag to fill. And I'm like, okay, how do we prove that? He's like, well, do you have your badge on you? I said, no, but I can show you where I clock in. He goes, that works. I got another 7 of those ceramic houses. So just in the ceramic stuff alone, I got almost $500 in free ceramics. That doesn't include, I got more of the tags and foam stuff and little pom-poms that I'll give to my mom. And I got I got a whole bunch of ribbon, because inevitably one of the classrooms around the holidays is looking for ribbon. I grabbed, like, the tie-on gift tags that help, they aren't the sticky ones or the tie-ons. Inevitably, one of the classrooms is looking for gift tags. And so I'm like, okay, I'm prepared. I can, like, go put this in the, they call it the Christmas cupboard at school. They've got a cupboard in the workroom that just has Christmas stuff in it. So I can put some of that stuff in that cupboard. Some of it'll be mine. And then, like, when we went to Sam's on Friday night. No, was it Saturday? It was Saturday. And right when you walked in, they had, like, 4 pallets of Swiss mix. So I'm assuming this is something that they had ordered for the holidays that, like, just came in, because it said instant savings, clearance savings, instant clearance savings, something like that. And normally the box would have been $7, and it had 50 packs in it. They were on clearance for $1.70. We bought 6 of them. We got one because Sam's going to do a lights display again, and we're going to buy one of the coffee pots that, like, you just do, like, hot water in it. And so we're going to do that, and we're going to offer free hot chocolate. For my kids for Halloween, I'm going to put together, like, a little baggie that has, like, hot chocolate and, like, a plastic spoon and some candy and stuff in it, and give that to the kids at Halloween. And the other 4 boxes, I'm going to give 2 to each of the 5th grade teachers that I work with, so that they can do something fun with the kids around the holidays. Swiss Mix is one of the only ones that's gluten-free and coconut-free. And I only know this because one of the students in the 5th grade class that I'm a parent in, that's one of the regular gen ed students, can't have coconut. And there's coconut in like everything, believe it or not. She's like, I can't have, the only hot chocolate I can have is Swiss Mix. So I'm like, you never know what a kid's allergic to, but Swiss Miss seems like it's the safest option. So I'm going to give 2 boxes to each of the 5th grade teachers. That way they can do something fun with the students, like around the holidays. Maybe have a hot chocolate bar day or something like that. So I'm excited to be able to do that for the teachers in the fall. And then whatever I don't use for giving away for Halloween, I will just keep and put in the coffee bar, because Sam can have hot chocolate, I can have the hot chocolate. But I was so excited to get those. And there were like people take, like one lady had a cart full, and she's like, I overheard her talking to the gal she was with, and she goes, I'm so glad I have the church's debit card on us, because they don't expire until I think it was like September of 24. She's like, we can use these this year for our fall festival. A lot of churches will do a fall festival instead of trick-or-treating. Like you can go, like it's like a trunk or treat, so they can do a hot chocolate and give out hot chocolate packets to the kids. I know one of the churches did that at the downtown trick-or-treat over in Marion. So I'm thinking, wow, that's a really good save. Like if you think about it, was like $7, you saving over $5 per box. That's a pretty decent savings for anybody. The buzzing that my phone, the text I was responding to was Christy. So she said she'll be on about 8. I do plan to do about a couple hours each morning with you guys, because I really do enjoy getting to like chat with you guys in the mornings, and it's a really good way to start my day. It makes me feel good. Enjoying my breakfast. For lunch, I'm going to have Friday night we went to On the Border, and I got a chicken fajita salad. Oh my Lanta, that thing is massive. If you want something that you can share, I highly recommend getting the chicken fajita salad. It came on a platter about this big. And I asked for light lettuce and no cabbage. And it was probably this tall. I really should have taken a picture of it. But it's got lettuce and tomato and avocado and corn and black beans. On Weight Watchers, if I ate the whole thing, it would give me 3 cups of vegetables back. There's that much. And then you get a side skillet of fajita meat. I would say if you're planning to share it with someone, to ask for an additional side of the fajita meat, because there's pretty enough meat for one person. So I have that I'm going to have for leftover for my lunch, but also I'm going to have a cup of Maker's Mark loaded baked potato soup, and I'm so super excited. It's not cool right now, but I'm in very much a soup mood. And Sam is not a fan of potato soup, which is fine. I love potato soup. So this is a great way for me to get potato soup. 1, I get the potato soup. 2, Sam doesn't have to eat it. And 3, my lunches are taken care of all this week for spring break. Win, win, win in my book. Once again, give me a second because I've got to go blow my nose again. Okay, I'm back. Randy says, never eaten there, but seen them around. They're really good. My favorite thing, and I get to, and I still have some left too, is their tableside guac. Um, this didn't have a ton of extra flavor in it this time. Usually they bring like big containers of like the stuff to go in it, but they didn't even fill like a 1 ounce cup. So I'm gonna need to like do some bulking up of it on my own. But I love guacamole, and their tableside guac is fantastic. If you're wondering, the Keurig is actually going to end up going into Sam's office. Speaking of Sam's office, we're doing some rearranging in there as well. Sam was one. We had just this box with all of our liquor in it, and I was like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know where to put it. We try to keep it. I don't want to say hidden because that's not the right word, but it is the right word. My parents don't like it. And they do come over sometimes and they take care of Peaches when we're gone. So we were looking for something to put in Sam's office that fit with the motif that he was looking for. And we were at World Market. It's kind of like a Pier 1, but it's got more than a Pier 1 had. So we were looking at a couple of different things, and I happened to see this item that was on clearance, but it was too big for what we were wanting. But there was like this wine stand that was on clearance, and it had space for glassware. And it was on clearance because one of the back supports was bent a little bit, and not even bent horribly. And we were sitting in some of the chairs like that were by it talking about it, and the manager walks over and goes, oh, are you guys looking for some chairs? And I said, no, we're actually kind of looking at this piece here. And he's like, yeah, did you see that it was dented? And I said, yeah, that's not a big deal to me. And I go, we kind of talked, and I said, would you guys be willing, because it was marked down from 150 to 130, so they had taken $20 off. And I said, would you be willing to take 100 for it? Kind of like expecting him to say no. And the guy is named James, and he went, let me go call the other gal. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, let me do the math real quick. They had taken like, I think 20% off because it was damaged. And he comes back a little later, maybe like 5 minutes or so. And he goes, are you willing to pay 112? I said, sure, I'll pay 112. Here's the thing. I was willing to pay the 130. We both really liked it. It has 4 shelves, and I'll take a picture of it and put it on my Instagram later. So we each get 2 shelves, and we picked up some champagne glasses. We picked up wine glasses, and we picked up martini glasses. We got 2 of each because that's all we really need. There's only 2 of us. We don't really entertain or have people over. So that is in Sam's room. And so we're both really excited about that. That way we both see like what's there. I have like my mixes and all that kind of stuff. So even though we didn't go on our trip, we both still got stuff and really worked on. One of our goals for the next couple of years is starting to like do improvements on the house. And it really, I think we took big leaps in making some improvements this weekend. This is so good. I cannot get over it. I'm in heaven. And like I said, it doesn't hurt my stomach. And that is a big thing for me. The nice thing about it is that, and I mean, I could do it before, but it, like, I don't know why I wasn't. Probably because it wasn't quite as easy. I don't know. I can get up, like, and I don't know exactly how to explain it. With the Keurig, I had to turn it on and wait for it to heat up, and this is getting older. I think I've had this machine since 20. Gosh, I had it before I started my channel. At least 2017, if not 2016. So it's starting to get older. It's taking longer to heat up. It's just getting older. And so I do have a little bit of time in the mornings to make coffee, but sometimes it feels like I don't have enough time to drink it. And especially in the winter, if I want to drink something hot, this thing, it's almost too hot. If you know what I mean. So the Nespresso, I can literally put the pot in, turn it on, let it make its weird noises, and it's brewing coffee like that. At least right now. Now, when it's several years old, it may take a little bit longer. But right now is when I need the coffee to come quick, because I have X amount of time to get up and dress, make and eat breakfast, and be ready to go out the door to get on the bus. Now, over the summer, this is fine. If it takes 10 minutes to heat up, I've got all day. 10 minutes, and I mean, I can still get dressed and that kind of stuff in that time frame, but then I'm still waiting. Then I'm waiting for it to cool down enough to drink. That's at least the logic in my brain, and it may not make sense to anyone else but me, and that's okay. So tell me in the chat, if you can, when is your school's spring break? Are you on spring break now? Is your spring break in April? I know for Sam, his is in May. And what do you do with your spring break? And I forgot to say this. Happy Pi Day. It's 3/14, so it's 3.14. Happy Pi Day. It's middle of April. See, a lot of places are, when I said I was on spring break, they're like, what? Isn't it early? Maybe. But here, spring breaks in March. Simply, I think, because April is all of our testing. And you can see the sun is coming up because all of a sudden I'm starting to, the sunshine's starting to pour in. And look who's here.
Hello.
We match.
I actually had a different shirt on, but I needed to take pictures for a review, and I didn't want it to be so noisy, so I switched. I'll probably switch back because I'm a little chilly, but I had a Spirit jersey on.
She just wanted to match me.
I
got my machine.
I try not to wear like loud clothing when I do a review. Don't want anything to be focused on my clothing unless it is clothing.
What were you reviewing?
Primer. Estee Lauder primer.
Nice. What's for breakfast today?
Out of quiche, and grocery trip is tomorrow, so I'm eating keto yogurt.
I had yogurt and a cheese stick, and I'm having coffee that I made in my new coffee machine. Don't know on spring break plans. My TA is expensive, so don't know on free money now.
I'm not expensive. I'm free. Your trips are what cost the money. I'm free.
Just kidding, obviously, but we're more focused on our June at Disneyland trip. That will be fun. I hope you'll have a nice TA. If not, talk to me. We can get you a new one. Christy might hurt me if I take away her only client.
Yep. Just might do that.
She'll drive here and hurt me. Okay. So tell me if you think I did the right thing or not.
Okay.
I felt at the time that I did, but then I kind of second guessed it. So I've got all the swaps that I'm doing. The Back to Hogwarts and the ornament and the stocking one. And then the night before, the board game swap. So names for September, I gave out back in like December. And then I just drew a couple weeks ago for December. That gives people time for shopping and whatnot. So I got this message the other day. Like all of a sudden I saw that a person had left all the swaps. And they're like, hey, I'm having to back out of all of your swaps. I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. So I noticed one of the swaps that I'm not running, but they made the chat for, I think, Saturday. She was in that group chat. And I messaged the gal in charge and I said, hey, I just want to let you know, so-and-so dropped all of my swaps, including the ones for December, just a couple days ago. And I've had names out for a while. So you may want to double check with her to see if she's still interested. Because she said there was something going on. So a little while later, she messaged me and goes, thank you. You saved me a headache. Yes, she was going to drop it. She just hadn't told me yet. And I'm like, okay. Did I do the right thing in messaging the host saying, hey, this person's dropped mine. You may want to touch base? Or should I just not said anything?
Yeah, if you said it like that, I think you're fine. Because that's the polite thing to do.
Okay. I said, hey, just an FYI, so-and-so channel just dropped all of my swaps in the past couple days after she's had names for a while. You might want to touch base to see with her if she's still interested because most of mine were Christmas ones. That's what I said. And then she's responded like, thanks, thanks for the heads up. And I said, no problem. I know it caused me a huge headache to reassign people, and I didn't want you to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. But then, I know for me, it was a headache to turn around and reassign people. And Sam says, hey, I still plan to book surprises with Christy, so just not quite the only client. And Randy says, hey, Sam, careful, she's pricey.
I'm free.
Randy says, I would have said something as well. And Randy says he's thinking about a couple of days of Pigeon Forge and maybe a Dollywood, but we'll see how it goes.
I can book your stay. Dollywood tickets are not commissionable, and I don't even know if they'll let travel agents purchase them for other people.
I don't think so.
I think you have to do the tickets yourself. You have to pick your day, too, before you even purchase because they're not open every day.
Right.
And I'd probably get insurance on your Dollywood ticket because, a good example is we just got snow on Saturday, and normally they're open on Saturdays, and they close on Saturdays, and the tickets are non-refundable unless you buy insurance too. I mean, the tickets aren't that expensive either. They're I think $60. They're not bad. You can get an annual pass, a season pass. It's not annual, it's season because they close in January and open back up in March.
Okay.
You can get a season pass for the price of 2-day tickets.
Yeah, kind of like
You also get like 20% off of everything and free parking.
That's not bad at all.
So if you think you're going to go in 2 days in a row, or just go twice in one season, it's better just to get the annual pass or season pass. Excuse me, season pass. We have 3 different levels of season pass. But I can book your stay, whether it's out on Dollywood property or not.
I miss the Dollywood go after 1 to 2 and go free the next day.
They still have that. If they're open the 2 consecutive days, they still have that. But I think they moved it to 4 p.m. As I know, we went to just, we went during the day too, but we left and came back just to do their Christmas trail. And we showed back up, I think it was like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that. And they were like, oh yeah, so don't forget that if this is your first time arriving for the day, you go to customer care up front and they will give you a ticket for tomorrow to get in free. So they even said that on the tram, and that was last season. So I would imagine they're still doing it. But you have to have not come earlier in the day. Like it's your first time coming. And they know they can see that when they scan your ticket in. If you go in the morning and then you leave and you come back. And it's easy to do that because it's not that far from things. It's not, I mean, it is on its own property, but it's not like so far from things that it's difficult to do that. And the tram's super quick. It's not like a hassle of leaving property like Universal or Disney is. It's not nearly as much of a hassle. Traffic's not nearly as bad because you're up in the mountains and you're kind of off the main path. But I will say, like, if you're leaving just to go eat or something, there are some really good places in Dollywood to eat. Some really good places. And they have really good festival food too. Like, if you like Southern food, like barbecue and things like that, if you're not a big Southern food, which I'm not, it's okay. But if you like Southern food, it's really, really good. And their festival food's unique and pretty good.
Randy says, oh, nice. I probably got the free the next day. And he says, good info. Thank you, Christy. And see, you got that all for free.
Yeah.
Watch out. She might send you a bill after the
Check my stories. I post stuff on my stories all the time. When their spring festival starts in April, so they have 4 festivals like Disney does, but their festivals run at different times. They have their spring festival that starts in April and ends in June. And then their summer festival starts in June and ends in August. And then their fall festival is September and October. And then their Christmas Light Festival starts early November and runs through the rest of the season. So there's really only about a month where they don't have some sort of festival going. And hold on, I'll tell you the exact dates. Maybe on my Instagram do that though. Dollywood.
So
where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is all the construction. They did some upgrades. Their new resort opens pretty soon too. Well, no, fall 2023. Sorry.
That's still soon. That's like in a year.
Okay. Flower and Food Festival is April 22nd through June 5th. So they have topiaries, just like, the Flower and Garden Festival. Their main strip, they put stuff up above, and it's really cool. Like they have, for the flower and food, they have umbrellas, and you can get some really cool pictures. It's this. See if I can show you. Isn't that cool?
Yes, cute.
All right, and then their summer celebration festival is June 18th through August 7th. There's less information about this because they usually just release all the information closer to time. But it's extended hours. Let's see. I don't want to read everything. Summer entertainment, of course. Something called the Gazillion Bubbles Show. I don't know what that is. And let's see.
Thank you, Randy. He says, not been to Dollywood since they added Wildwood Grove.
Oh, it's cute. I like that area. They have a, you know how like they have like a tree, but it's not like the tree of life, but they have a tree and it's got butterflies in it and it lights up and it does, and they play it and they do projections on it to Dolly's songs. It's really cute. And during Christmas, well, so there's a section also kind of close to the Mine roller coaster, which is, I hate that roller coaster. But it's like a little area where it has fake grass. And in the fall, they have this huge pumpkin tiered thing. And then at Christmas time, they have a tree and they do a projection show on that and fireworks every night in that same general area. But you can see the fireworks, or at least some of the fireworks, almost everywhere in the park.
Okay.
So here's something for March 12th through May 26th. You can save up to 10% per night and receive 2 discounted Dollywood admission tickets.
Awesome.
Plus a complimentary time saver and door-to-door transportation, which is given anyway if you're staying on property. And it includes cabins, hotels, like and resorts, the Dreamworld Resort. That you would be able to book through me, and I would book the tickets at the same time. I just don't get commission on the ticket piece of it. But everything else I would. Yeah, so they didn't give the dates of the other 2 festivals, just the summertime one but it's September and October is the fall. And they have like a pumpkin thing that's really cool. And you can see pictures of that on my Instagram too, because I did the pumpkin and the Christmas one last year. Let's see if I can go through a couple of them. So here's Dolly's Christmas. If it will come up. Whoop. Okay. So I'm just gonna click through these.
Oh wow, that's pretty.
I like water reflections, if you can't tell.
Yeah. Those are really pretty, Christy.
I'm trying to find the tree. Oh, this area. Oh, that was so. Let me go back. This area is one of my favorites, and they have that in the fall and at Christmas time. They're just different colors. Mm-hmm. It's literally twinkle lights and dry ice all through that area. It's really nice. Cool. Oh, let me go back. I think that was a video. Yeah, it's a video.
Oh, that's really pretty.
So that's where the tree is. That's the walkway to the tree. You can see the tree back there. And there's the tree.
Randy says, might look into annual passes there as we are only 3 hours from Pigeon Forge, Dollywood area.
Season pass. Got to clarify on that. And that's a tunnel. They have that Christmas time and fall time. Wait, when was the video? So go back to that. So that one was, they have Christmas bells up there. And then that's some of their holiday snacks. And then there's the fireworks you can see. That's from by the entrance. And well, it's actually by the exit. So you can see them. Here's the thing, like at the Christmas time, if you want to see the fireworks, then go closer to where they let them off. If you want to see Santa, go right here, and the Snoke, because they do Snoke. Because Santa and Snoke go right there, right? And that's at the exit where I'm at. That's that twinkle thing. That's one of my favorite pictures. Go. All right. Why are you not? Okay, there it goes. I guess I gotta click down here. Yeah.
So pretty.
It is so pretty. Oh, and then you have performers. Like, let me see if I can volume. What do I do? Oh, yeah. That was my own. Am I go the wrong way? Yeah. Is that the end of it? Okay, I'll show you the fall one. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Okay, so here's Dollywood in the fall. That's the entrance.
Oh, pretty.
And there's their festival sign. Great Pumpkin Luminites is what it's called. I couldn't remember what it was called. And it's literally lots and lots of, let me see if I can get to the pumpkins. There's where the trail starts. And at night, they're lit up too. Oh, and look, they have a guitar. How cute was that? Go back.
That's so cute.
And then they have a spider. And those are lit up at night. So.
Brandy says, I did hear Jolene about 109 times in the kitty area when Michael was younger, like every 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Jolene's a popular song. So that's the thing that, like, at Christmas time, there's a tree there. And the flowers, pumpkins.
Nice.
During the flower and food festival, they have the coat of many colors. If you don't know her backstory, she was very poor, and her mom made a coat for her out of their curtains, and it was like multiple colors. And they even have it on display in the museum there. But the coat of many colors is their topiary that they have there in that area. I'm trying to find where it gets cold. When it's...
Randy says, I need to get Christy to Dollywood for their 5K.
Yeah, I signed up for it last year, but didn't get to go. The nighttime 5K. Look at that. That's pretty. Lena.
That is so pretty.
At night, you should see how all this stuff looks. Hopefully, I've got some pictures. That's some of their snacks. Oh, that's the Dreamwear Resort right there. Let me go back.
Now, have you stayed at any of the resorts?
No. That was so good. No. It was sweet potato fries with marshmallow and stuff on it. It was so good. Okay, let me see if I can. That's the cinnamon bread. It's very famous. That was funny. Okay, come on. I want the dark ones, like at nighttime.
Randy says, bet that nighttime 5K would be cold.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, it's getting dark, so we're almost there. Here we are. Dark time. Oh, why didn't it show the nighttime ones? I know I took them at night. Oh, here we go. Luminites right here. Ready?
Yep. Oh, wow.
That was a video. Let's see. I got some there. We're going backwards on these. Oh, that's cool.
Well, that's cool.
That's the beginning right there. So we were going
Okay.
backwards. And there's the guitar one lit up.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's a video.
Randy says those are awesome.
Those are like pumpkin blankets or something.
Drops.
Like blankets. There's the twinkle lights again, but these are purple this time. Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
There's a spider lit up.
Ah!
So many pumpkins. There's the big pumpkin lit up, the pumpkin tree. Oh, that area was the... I think you might get to see the tree. Oh, go back. I guess not. You might at some point see the tree that I was talking about. Because that's the section he said he hasn't seen. There's the tree.
I like it.
And then they do a show too. I like that one. Up there. I got a piece of it.
Randy wants to know, is it still a one price gets all ticket?
Let me go look because they just opened on March 12th. So I haven't seen the new pricing yet. I'll go look. Now, I will say Time Saver is separate unless you book that 10% off that I was reading to you a second ago. All right. Single day, multiple day. Okay, so there's 3 options. I'm going to start with the one that's not passes. There's a 1-day theme park ticket. Get a ticket for 1 day to Dollywood theme park. It's $84, ages 10 through 61. Let me see how much it is for under 10. It's not giving me that option. Never mind. It's cheaper. I think it's like $10 cheaper. So 2-day theme park ticket, get a ticket for 2 days at Dollywood theme park, and it's $104. 3-day theme park ticket, it's $114. So, I mean, it's really cheaper to do the 3-day ticket if you want to spend 3 days in there, because it's only $10 more than 2 days. And the 2-day ticket's only $20 more than 1 day. So you could do it that way. It does not include the water park. There is an option for water park, but they don't have that open yet because the water park doesn't open till the summer. So now, season pass, you have a couple of options. You have the silver pass, which is it's giving you the price for 6-month payments. But a season pass, the silver pass is $24.83 per month for 6 months, and you can bring 2 friends in for free, and you get a $5 discount on 1-day ticket. But the free friends is during the week. It's not on the weekends. And, here's full price. Excuse me. Okay, full price, $149 for the silver pass. For the gold pass, it includes free parking. Parking is $25 a day. You get discounts on food and merchandise, and it's $204. And you can bring a friend free ticket 4 times. You get a $10 discount on a 1-day ticket and 15% off select food and merchandise. A 2-park gold pass lets you get into both the water park and the regular park, and it's $259. And you can bring up to 4 friends for free weekdays. $10 discount on 1-day tickets, 15% off select food and merchandise, access to Dollywood and Dollywood Splash Country, and free parking. So really, to me, I would say the best bet on any of these, unless you really want to do the water park, the water park's open a lot less time. It's only open this summer because it's cold even then, because we went in May, late May, and it was freezing. So the best bet is Dollywood Gold Season Pass, which is $204, and then you can bring up to 4 friends. So really, Randy, you could get 1 pass, make sure you go during the week, and the rest of your family gets in free. So you can bring up to 4 friends. So there's that option. And then also you get $10 off discount day tickets. So if you were to go back with family, you'd get $10 off a ticket. So instead of paying $84 a day, you're paying $74 a day. So gold pass would probably be the best bet. And you get 15% off food and merchandise. So there's that.
Isn't the friends passes? I looked at it. Aren't they just one-time passes?
Yes, you get 4 of those one-time passes, and it's during the week. You can't use it on the weekends.
He says, "Good thoughts, but gotta take the family." Ugh.
Yeah. But there's 4 of you total, so really, if you got yourself the gold pass, which is $204, and you went like twice in one season, you would get the whole family in once. And then the second time you went, you'd get 1 person in free, and then 2 people, you get a $10 discount on a ticket. I don't know. It really all depends on what you want to do. Because really only 1 person needs the pass because you get the free parking and the 15% off. It just depends on how much. If you plan to go a whole lot, then get a pass for every person. But our family never got a pass for every person when we did it. And it was a lot cheaper back then too. Yeah, I don't even see when Dollywood Splash Country opens. They have a lot of water slides. I will say, out of all the water parks I've ever been to, Splash Country's been my favorite. Volcano Bay's up there though. Like, I don't know, Volcano Bay gives them a run for their money. So it's easy to get lost in Volcano Bay though. It's very confusing there. Yeah.
You've only been to there once, right?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm clicked on the water park to see if they've not even listed get tickets yet on this one. They're not going to for a little while. It will be May before they open. Because it's cold up there. Like I said, we went at the end of May for my daughter's birthday last year. And it was like 50 degrees outside. It was so cold and rainy and miserable.
That sounds horrible.
I've got some pictures of the water park too. Let's see. Dolly's Christmas. Chattanooga. Kitchen Porch, the island. Oh, here's the resort, Dreamwear Resort, if you want to see some of those pictures.
So do you have plans to stay at any of the resorts?
Not right now. They only have one resort right now. They have cabins though. They're building another resort. It's called Heart Song, and it will be open in 2023. It's pretty.
Have you got?
We've eaten at the restaurant in the resort. It's good.
You should go and talk. You should go, next time you go. You should go to the front desk and say, "Hey, I'm a travel agent, and I'd love to be able to video one of the rooms so I can show my clients because I sell a lot of Dollywood tickets and see if they'll let you do it."
If I go alone, sure, but not when I'm with my family.
We'll send them off to the parks for a few minutes and look at a room.
That's one of the walls. See if I can. That's the restaurant.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to eat at the restaurant?
Oh, we've only eaten there once.
Okay.
But it was really good. That's beer bread, or beer cheese and pretzel bread. It's really good. Okay, now let me see if I can find Splash Country. Well, here's Natural Shores. I'm sure it's in here somewhere, though.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Make sure if you have not yet, make sure to hit that like button. We are chatting. It's Coffee Corner. We're on spring break, or at least I am. And so with me is Christy from Christy's Corner. I see we've got some more people watching. So hello.
All right. This is Splash Country, and this is from the day that it was like 50 degrees freezing.
Oh, great.
At least there were no lines for any of the rides.
Right?
That's the lazy river.
Okay.
That's me walking. That's their lazy river too. Zero entry. There's a ride. You're not really supposed to record on rides, so you have to be kind of stealthy about it. we'll skip that one because it's got my face on it. That one just goes in circles. So that's my brother, and then my son, and then my sister.
Okay.
And then his kids were there too. I think that's them in that one. And then that's my sister and my daughter. And then they come out. My nephews come out in the other one. I don't know if I capture in this or not. That's one of my nephews. That's my brother. And that's the roller coaster, the water roller coaster. And then in slow motion. I don't know who these people are. I just videoed them.
Whee! Looks fun. Only water park we like place we stayed or been was Wilderness at the Smokies Water Park Hotel.
There's the food there. So the food at the water park is typical water park food. There's nothing great about it. There is one section that has like something kind of like funnel cake, and they put like banana spread and stuff on it. It's really good, but for water park food's typical water park food. Now that I've promoted Dollywood, why don't you pay me?
So I'm saying you need to talk to them and see if you can get in there and do some room tours.
They're actually a lot more strict than Disney is. You know how Universal's kind of strict about recording and all that kind of stuff? They're even more strict than Universal. And like if I did a video once of like the one of the water rides.
Yeah.
My own personal video, and they had me remove it. Like they made me remove it. They went to YouTube and was like, this is proprietary information and she cannot have it, and I had to remove it.
Wow.
Yep. They're super strict about that.
That's interesting. You wouldn't think they would care.
Oh, no, like I had my phone. I didn't even pull it up to video because I had been walking around with it at the water park, and I know you're not really supposed to record on the ride. So unless I might occasionally, but I was on a ride and I just had it strapped to my wrist. Didn't have the phone up or anything, but it flew up and hit me in the face. So I grabbed it and then pulled it back down. And I guess the people that were watching you, because they watch you go down the ride.
Right.
Radioed down to the person down at the bottom and said that I was recording, which I wasn't that time. And she was like going off on me. She was like, give me your phone. I need to make sure you didn't record anything. I was like, I didn't. She's like, well, I need to delete that. I was like, I'm not handing you my phone. And they're like, well, you need to delete it. I was like, I didn't record anything. She's like, well, you need to delete it. Let me have your phone. I was like, no, you hand me something written saying that I have to hand over my phone. I will hand it to you. I know that when you come in here, you're not supposed to record on the rides. There's nothing in there that says I have to hand you my phone. So unless you have something that says that, you don't get my phone. She was mean. I should have reported her for being so mean.
I would have said, well, why don't you get your manager and we'll all three talk about it.
All right, right.
Okay, speaking of that, so Sam had gotten us tickets for the symphony Saturday night. So we headed over to the symphony and we put in our quarter at the parking meter for 10 hours, whatnot. So we pick up our tickets and we, the security guard waves us over and he's like, give me your vaccine card. And I looked at him and I went, excuse me? Give me your vaccine card. And I'm like,
Nope.
I don't have my vaccine card. Well, you're not getting in here with that. See, he starts like shaking his finger at the sign, and I'm like, okay. And he's like literally yelling at me about not having a vaccine card on me, and I'm like, okay. So we went over, and they're like, well, it's on our healthy rules page. Did you not read that? And I'm like, nowhere else in town do you require your vaccine card to go anywhere. We aren't New York. Well, you have to have it to get into Walmart. I looked at her and went, no, you don't.
No, you never had to have any kind of proof.
I'm like, I've been in Walmart and Target and Bed Bath & Beyond and the mall and everywhere else in town today, and nowhere asked for me my vaccine card. Thank you very much. Well, don't you have a copy of it on your phone? And I'm like, no. Like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, we're in Kansas, not New York. And they're like, well, we can give you a refund, but we can't allow you in. We can't prove that you've had a vaccine. And I'm like, but you have to wear your mask. Well, that doesn't matter. Okay. But literally the security guard was yelling at me over this. So when we got home, I was looking at their website, and you have to literally, like, it's in teeny tiny print. And I told Sam, I said, if they are going to be so insistent on that you have to have a vaccine card to get into their little symphony. Now, besides this, the theater that performs there doesn't require vaccine card. Their other events don't even require masks. There needs to be some little pop-up when you go to check out that states, you know, a reminder that you must have your vaccine card to get in, and click and I acknowledge. If they're going to be that insistent on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was, you had to wear your mask and show your vaccine card, and when you got sat down, you could take your mask off, fine. If you don't have your card, you have to leave your mask on. There's other ways to do it. But to be like literally podunk Wichita, yelling and screaming, I'm thinking, even Florida, California doesn't even require them anymore. Like, what is wrong with you people? So we came home and we watched I Can See Your Voice on Roku. But we did join Regal Unlimited. It's through Regal Cinema, and it's with tax. For us, it's like $19.50 a month, and you can go to the movie theater and see as many movies as you want.
We used to have Regal Cinemas here. Now they're all AMC.
Well, see, ours went from AMC to Regal. But so Sam and I both did that, and so we'll be able to go see Fantastic Beasts the day it comes out.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. I want to see Batman too.
We saw Death on the Nile. It's an Agatha Christie.
Yeah, that's what we saw last time we went, which was a couple of weeks ago.
It was good. It was kind of like, and I don't know if it's because I've read so many murder mysteries.
No, it's definitely like Clue.
You like from the beginning, you go, okay, this person's going to die and this person did it.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to like ruin the movie. It's good. Have you
seen the train one with Johnny Depp and
Murder on the Orient Express?
Yeah, it's the same
director.
Yeah.
And it's the same
investigator.
Detective guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Brandy says we have Regal and Amstar. Regal I like better because for your Rewards program, but they swapped to Pepsi. Yes. Okay, Randy, check and see if your Regal has Regal Unlimited, because literally you can watch any of the movies. Like the only movies that isn't free are their like the TCM 70th anniversary edition, like The Quiet Man with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. It was like $14 a ticket. They're going to have Singing in the Rain in the movie theater. And so Sam and I are going to pay the $15 per person to go see Singing in the Rain in the movie theater. But all the other ones, you can go as many, you can like watch as long as the start times are 90 minutes apart. You could spend literally all day at the movie theater. One price, $19 a month.
That's a lot of time at the movie theater.
Sam and I, there used to be, it was like a $2 movie theater in Wichita. They tore it down and now it's a Cheddar's and a Cracker Barrel. But when we first moved back, and he was only getting like $700 every 2 weeks. And so when your rent's $350 and you still have, like all these other payments to make, you try to find cheap entertainment. And they would do like, if you bought 2 movie tickets per person for the same day, you got like a discount. Or if you brought in like canned goods, sometimes they do like a free extra ticket. So we would do back-to-back movies all the time. We haven't done that in a while. But we're like, we could spend like a whole Saturday if there was multiple movies that we wanted to see at the movie theater. So, but yeah, definitely, the main character is the gal who plays Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Gal Gadot.
Yeah, she's hardcore. She was like she's prior service for like whatever, like I can't remember what country she's from.
Yeah, their laws are you have to spend, I think, 2 years in the military for everybody.
But she was like special, like our version of the special forces. I'm like, girl kicks butt. So she fit that role like perfectly though in that movie. We weren't really huge fans of Murder on the Orient Express. We may need to give it another try. But we really liked Death on the Nile. But we have tickets to see let's see. The Lost City on the 26th.
Lost City.
Mm-hmm. See if I could. It's got Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock, Brad Pitt, Daniel Radcliffe, Patty Harrison, and Oscar Nunez. It says a reclusive romance novelist on a book tour with her cover model gets swept up in a kidnapping attempt that lands them both in a cutthroat jungle adventure. So that sounded pretty. It's got a pretty decent cast too. So we're like, we'll go and see that. And I don't know if it was just, I posted a picture of it on Instagram, and I don't know if it was just that specific, theater, or if that's the way they've redone it. But they weren't like chairs. They were like computer chairs with like a table because they serve food. So it was really great. We had like this whole like restaurant table and everything. And then there was only us and one other couple in the theater for that movie. And they were up in the balcony. And they're like, hey, they told us that there's only like 4 people seeing this movie. And we went up here and we're like, great, we'll stay down here.
They didn't have assigned seats?
There's no assigned seats.
Okay. Ours has assigned seats. Like you have to pick your seat when you go to reserve it. You could try to do day of, but most of the time there's nothing available. You have to do it in advance.
This one,
and that was even before COVID.
I think the 13th Street, you have to pick your seats, but this one you don't. But it was like we had our own private viewing of the movie. And this particular theater had like bathrooms and stuff in it, so we didn't even have to leave. Like when we wanted to use the bathroom, it was like right there. It was awesome. But so like this is the app for Regal. And so under coming soon, like Fantastic, I don't think I can get them yet. Because let's see. It comes out on April 15th. And that's a Friday, I think. Yes. But it says the theater, if the movie is currently unavailable. So like tickets aren't on sale for it yet. Last movie I saw was Sing 2 at the theater. I'm gonna look into that Regal Unlimited. You really should, because you also get like 10% off of your concession purchases. So it really ends up paying for itself. Sam says that he's excited for the new Downton Abbey movie. Yes, I cannot remember what her Maggie. She plays Minerva in the Harry Potter movies. She is so good, and like the trailer for
That's Crown. That's not Downton Abbey. That's Crown. Downton Abbey.
She's in Downton Abbey too.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was thinking you were talking about what's her face? The one that Bellatrix. Bellatrix is in Crown. Mrs. McGonagall is in Downton Abbey.
Yeah, but like she's like, the clip, like everyone's looking at her. She's like, I'm going to leave so that you can continue to discuss my past. It's past my bedtime, and like just gets up and walks out. And you're like going, what just happened? So I'm excited. Like I haven't seen any of the TV show or anything, but the movie looks good.
I thought, like from what I was looking at, it looks like they're doing a new season of Downton Abbey, not a movie.
There's a movie coming out too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Downton Abbey. They've got new seasons coming out, and then also The Crown. They've got new seasons of that, and Bridgerton. They've got new seasons of that too coming out all very soon. And I'm like, yes. Oh, and I can't wait till they have new seasons of The Witcher. Oh my gosh, Henry Cavill in The Witcher. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. Something about that long gray hair and those like blood, like crazy eyes.
Oh, too funny. But yeah, Randy, I definitely recommend looking into the Regal Unlimited, because it's definitely going to end up paying for itself. If you figure that what for us, one movie ticket is $11 and we paid $19 a month. If you watch 2 movies a month, it's paid for itself. So we've got our, like I said, we have our second movie already planned, and there's probably some months that we'll want to watch more movies than others. Maybe some months there just really isn't anything that we want to see. But we're pretty pumped. And like it's in a nice little area that we could even like do like an overnight if we wanted to. When we're pretty familiar with the area that this particular theater's in, because we've done several of the military marriage retreats at the hotel that's right there. And so there's like an old Chicago, it's kind of like a horseshoe shape where this theater is. The theater's at like the back. And then on one side, there's like some boutique shops and an old Chicago. And on the other side, there's like a parking garage and some other restaurants and a frozen yogurt place on the opposite corner. So literally you could eat and see a movie, or see a movie and go eat. It's in a great location. It 100% you get your money's worth with it, especially if there's multiple movies that you want to see. because I know that there's usually a movie that I want to see and a movie that Sam wants to see, and this way we can do them both, and it saves us money. There's just nothing really that I think we wanted to see this next week. Because, like, I don't want to see the Lego movie or Sing 2. Not a big Spider-Man movie. So. And Uncharted just didn't really speak to me that much, so.
What about the Batman movie?
Not a big Batman fan. Sam has the full series of Downton Abbey on DVD. I'm sure he will start rewatching that. So what's going on for you this week, Christy?
Work.
Ew.
Lots of it.
1 second. I was gonna say something. I forget what it was. Who knows? It's gonna. I've kind of got it figured out what I'm gonna do, because I'm giving myself 3 hours a day to work on housework, so that I work on housework, but I also enjoy my spring break. I'm gonna take the morning to do kind of like whatever. Like, I'll have the live stream every morning, and then Sam will be home for lunch from 11 to 11:30, and then I'll eat lunch. So I'll work from 12 to 3 on housework, so that it's in the afternoon. And then in between there, I'll start like on whatever I'm going to do for supper this week. Like, I'm going to bake some steaks for dinner tonight, I think. Unless, honey, you want to pick up charcoal and I can grill them. And then tomorrow is laundry day. I'll do the live stream, and then I'll go over to my parents and do laundry, because our house doesn't have the capability to have a washer and dryer hooked up. So we go to my parents to do laundry. And then, so there won't be a whole lot of housework tomorrow, but tomorrow we're still planning to do travel talk, right?
Yeah, if you host.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do it. I can do it. And then Wednesday, I'll do live stream, chill in the morning, and then the 3 hours of housework. Thursday, will be laundry again, because mom and dad don't have a dryer. They just have a washer. So you line dry everything. And there's only so much laundry you can put on a clothesline and it dry correctly. So do that. And then on Friday, live stream, chill, 3 hours of housework. And then my spring break's over.
Our kids' spring break doesn't start till 28th.
So yours is the last week of the month.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's always the last week of the month. But our fall break is always the first full week of October.
We don't have a fall break.
No. Oh, me too. I love The Gilded Age. It's so good.
Sam really, I can't get into it. So I'll sit there and watch it with him, but I'm usually doing something on my phone.
I love it. A new episode comes out tonight, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So Sam will watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's when I'll watch it too. I'm really liking it though. because it gives you like insight of kind of how society was ran during the Gilded Age here in the States.
Mm-hmm. Bet kids nowadays flip out when they see clothes on the clothesline. Oh, when I was growing up, Mom wouldn't even hang up underwear on the clothesline. And our clothesline was in the backyard. We had two. There was like one here and one behind it. So all of the regular like shirts and jeans and shorts and stuff would be on this line, and all the underwear and socks would be on the back one.
I don't like. I have delicates that I hang dry and don't dry, but I don't hang them on a clothesline because we don't have one. I have like a rack, like a shelf on the top, like at the top of my washroom, my laundry room, washroom, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
That has hooks, and I put the clothes on the hangers and hang them. And if it's like a sweater, instead of like hanging it on the hanger, obviously, because they'll like leave little bumps, I like fold it over the hanger. Yeah. I freaking love the Gilded Age right now.
Sam says, I hope he is covering Victorian, Edwardian, and the Gilded Age. I hope since he is covering that, I hope he also does a series on La Belle Parquet.
Probably.
Well, we have been chit-chatting for about 2 hours now, and that's kind of where I'm trying to cut off. That way I make sure I have plenty of time for this week. So, Christy, why don't you tell us what is going on with you?
I post videos every Monday and Friday, which, I mean, today, what did I post today? I can't even keep up, really. Videos. Today's video was a Hollywood Studios video from 2018. Wow. Yeah, so that's really it. I don't know if I'll do magical makeup this week or not. I've been really stressed out with work, so it all depends on how stressed I am.
I understand that. Sam says he is addicted to the Gilded Age.
Me too. And there is something going on with that guy that keeps on trying to swoon her.
Sam said the same thing.
Yeah, there's something going on. I think because I saw the previews for this week's, when I watched last week's, I think they're going to figure out what it is.
He kind of reminds me of the guy in Death on the Nile that she ends up marrying.
Oh, kind of. So I don't know if you know this, Sam, but the Russells, they are actually based off the Vanderbilts. When the Vanderbilts were in New York, they're in Nashville now. But I mean, obviously, they're not still alive from the late 1800s. But
if they are, they're vampires or zombies.
Right. But those characters are based on the Vanderbilts. I like to look that information up because they always base their characters. They don't just make up random characters, but they usually have like a basis of what they're basing their characters on. So if you were to look up Downton Abbey, you could see who each of those characters are based on in real life. And obviously that's not their real life. That wasn't their real life, but they're based on those characters.
Right. All I can hear in my head now is Christy going, "Oh, you're a New York Vanderbilt. I'm a Tennessee Vanderbilt."
Oh, I'm not a Vanderbilt. There's Vanderbilt College, like a university here, and that's like the Vanderbilts made that university.
Sam says, "I love Nathan Lane as Ward McAllister."
Yeah.
So on our channel, hold on. On our channel, we post videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and those videos go up at 8. On Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, we put up shorts, and those go up at 3 p.m. So make sure and check those out. We have right now our videos. We are still in the middle of our Disney trip, and I think we are just past the 5K. So there's a couple more. Yep, a couple more videos. We've still got a couple left. Some of our Run Disney tips and tricks that we learned. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It looks like we have 11 more videos left from the trip. So those will run into mid-April. And then I've got, like I said, shorts, travel tips, fitness videos. One of the videos that I'm doing coming up is like, if you have someone who is working on weight loss or starting in the middle of their journey, trying to maintain, some ideas for their Easter basket or their Easter gift. That way, hey, you can get them things that aren't candy related. So be watching for that video. When we were at Sam's, I found these little egg bites that are really similar to what Starbucks has. And so I'm going to be doing a taste test video on those this week.
Dunkin' Donuts has some like that.
So I haven't tried the ones from Dunkin'. I've tried the ones from Starbucks. So.
I haven't tried. Well, I have eaten the ones from Starbucks before, but both of them have flour in them, so I don't eat them.
Sam says Anderson Cooper is the only living descendant from the Vanderbilt line back to Commodore.
Yeah, so. I didn't know that. Like, I wouldn't really know that. I just know that Vanderbilt built their university here in Nashville.
Sam's the history buff, so you can get him started quite easily on that. So we will see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. back here for another coffee corner, and then tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time, we will be having travel talk, and we're going to chat about ways to help you prepare for your upcoming vacation. Because if you've never been on a theme park vacation, or if it's been a while since you've been on a theme park vacation, you don't realize how much preparation actually takes for a trip. And so we're going to talk all about that tomorrow night. So thank you, Christy, for coming to hang out with me this morning. And thank you to Sam and to Randy, to Christine, to Cool Gamer, and William the Unknown. Shout out for coming and joining us this morning. Thank you so much, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Bye!